Meteorologist Mikkel Hannah Harding for your first alert. Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12, first at 4.
Good afternoon. First at 4, just into our newsroom in the last hour, a death at Fort Eisenhower. A Fort Eisenhower spokesperson says there was a, quote, family member fatality on post. We're working to get information about when this happened and what those circumstances are, as well as more about who died. We do know the Department of the Army Criminal Investigations Division is handling this case. Also right now, the GBI investigating a shooting that left a 13-year-old fighting for his life. That teenager was shot in the head at a home on Anderson Avenue last night. At last word, he was in the ICU and unresponsive. According to the GBI, multiple shooters are involved in this crime. It's not clear if any of them have any connection to the young victim. We'll continue to bring updates on the story just as soon as we learn more. To weather now, clouds and cooler weather today, and after that, a bit of a warm-up. First Alert meteorologist Emily Acton is here with our first forecast. Emily.
Hey, yeah, Richard, I'm kind of tired of this roller coaster that we're seeing, but we're still on it. Going to warm up over the next couple of days, but hey, check out what we're seeing right now, some light, steady rainfall. Now, if you're north of I-20, you're probably thinking, we haven't seen rain all day. What are you talking about? And then if you're south, you're thinking it's rained all day for us. So that's just kind of how it has played out. Again, we said roughly a 30% chance for our area here in the CSRA, so some light rainfall continuing into our evening, well south of I-20, but again, they've seen plenty of rainfall throughout the day today. But let's take a look at what it actually looks like outside. Just gloomy here is a look at Grovetown. Current temperature sitting right at 60. We topped off right around 61, 62 this afternoon, but Richard, we're going to warm up over the next couple of days. We'll see the middle 70s again. I'll let you know when coming up.
All right, we'll talk with you soon, Emily. Thank you. Republicans and Democrats in the House came together to pass a funding bill to avoid a government shutdown. And while that bipartisanship would normally be a cause for celebration, other tensions among lawmakers were boiling over. Nicole Killian joins us from Capitol Hill.
The bill is passed.
The House overwhelmingly voted Tuesday night in favor of a two-step bill to extend government funding through early next year. More Democrats supported the measure, with 209 backing it, along with 127 Republicans, a key victory for Speaker Mike Johnson.
Speaker Johnson, how do you feel about the vote, sir?
The vote capped off a chaotic and contentious day on Capitol Hill.
You look like a smurf here.
From name-calling at a House oversight hearing.
You've already been proven a liar.
Who's proven me a liar? You?
Yes.
Your word means nothing, Mr. Chairman.
To a beef between former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and Tennessee's Tim Burchett, who helped oust him.
Hey, Kevin, you got any guts?
Jerk.
Burchett chased McCarthy after he said he was elbowed.
Elbowed me in the kidneys as he walked by.
You're not shooting punch. Like, you're not shooting anything like that.
He didn't shot.
No.
You don't buy his explanation.
No, ma'am.
And over in the Senate, former MMA fighter and Oklahoma Republican Senator Mark Wayne Mullen almost came to blows with the president of the Teamsters Union.
If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold it.
Big guy.
Stop it.
Is that your solution?
Hold it. No, sit down. Sit down. Okay. You're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Active.
Oh, okay. Sit down, please.
Senator Mullen said it wasn't personal and he has no hard feelings. Meantime, Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz has filed an ethics complaint against former Speaker McCarthy over that elbow incident. Nicole Killian, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Meanwhile, right now,
Call the Mike Costello Law Firm.
Well, we've had a little bit of a gloomy Wednesday for us, but hey, temperatures were not too bad this afternoon, topped off in those lower 60s, and that's what we're seeing as we head on into our evening hours. We'll slowly but surely start to drop off into those 50s overnight tonight. That's what I'm expecting, to see those overnight lows, but not expecting that rainfall to continue overnight tonight. Again, really south of Interstate 20s where we saw most of that rainfall today, and it's still ongoing in some portions, but once we get into tomorrow morning, looks like we're starting off dry, still a little bit muggy and gloomy out there, but most of the day, most of us will be dry. We could see an isolated shower or two later on in the afternoon, but again, most of us are going to be dry throughout the greater part of the day for our Thursday, and same can be said for Friday. We were tracking some rainfall yesterday for our Friday, but things are looking a lot drier now, so that's some good news for us. But let's see what we got the next couple of days. We're going to see those upper 60s tomorrow, 70s as early as Friday. Saturday is going to be sunny, 75. Sunday, cooling off just a little bit in those upper 60s, but still sunny sky conditions. Say that 5 times fast. But then we have some rain coming back into play Monday, Tuesday, could even linger on into Wednesday. That'll bring our temperatures down. Check out next Wednesday, 60. I am going to complain, Richard. I am tired of this roller coaster weather.
It's up and down all the way through the month of November, it seems. Emily, thanks. A day out on the water takes a tragic turn in the Bahamas. A tour boat overturns. A 75-year-old woman from Colorado lost her life there. Authorities say the double-decker boat started taking on water when it ran into waves that were larger than they expected. The tour boat was on the way from the Nassau cruise port when the accident happened. School security guards don't always have a predictable day on the job. 3 of them in the Atlanta area knew they had to act fast when they saw a fire near campus. As Joshua Skinner tells us, several people, including a 94-year-old deaf woman, survived thanks to their bravery.
It's not what Woodward Academy Director of Security Jeff Yarbrough imagined he'd encounter while directing traffic early Tuesday.
A dining hall employee came out and flagged me down and saw heavy smoke.
Before the school day even started, he was running through the parking lot to a nearby complex.
I knew by this spot right here that was what the situation was going to be. I got on my radio, I called my guys.
Security officers Brian Ferguson and Tim Fenner answered the call.
At that point, I said, "Oh Lord, there's probably a fire."
Their response so quick, it beat the fire department. They could have waited.
Nah, we went in.
There was no second thought. We needed to limit the loss of life, and we needed to do what we had to do.
Residents said units 3 and 6 still had people inside. Ferguson went into 6, finding a woman and her elderly mother.
I went up the stairs and was able to carry the lady down the stairs to make sure that she was safe.
The fire department arrived, and everyone turned their attention to Unit 3 and the 94-year-old deaf woman stuck inside.
We made entry at the door. We tried to kick it in, but the flames were too strong, too hot, to the point where I had actually burn marks.
Firefighters got in, found the woman, but struggled to get her out. Fenner rushed through the flames and grabbed her.
As I'm carrying her, I could feel the burning and the flames and see visible fire on her clothing, as well as her hair, her feet, and her body.
He put out the fire as he carried her. Woodward officials say the woman was rushed to Grady Hospital. She is expected to survive. Crews boarded up the building, protecting what's left of people's belongings.
We want to make sure and partner with our tenants to make sure that they have the short-term housing needs.
And after all of that,
Tell my guys how proud I am of them.
the workday was just beginning.
3 heroes who jumped into action and did not hesitate. No word yet on how that fire started, but the heaviest damage is in 2 of those units. More people are looking for a home loan right now because, in part, lower interest rates. As of last week, applications up nearly 3%. The increase applies to purchasing and refinancing. Another sign the current homeowners and potential buyers are slowly responding to a slight drop in the rates, but buying a home right now does still remain a challenge thanks to the rising prices and a low supply still. From housing to gas to groceries, everything costs more these days, and there are some necessities that simply cannot be cut. The average monthly cost for diapers is about $70, and that adds up fast. Today, the Richmond County Health Department is holding a free diaper day. It started at 1 o'clock and continues until they run out. Parents can also pick up information on how to sign up for health care, including Peach Care. They are bank accounts used for illegal purposes, and you could fall victim to this scam. Up next, how to protect your money and your identity.
Well, rainfall is moving out of our area. I'll have a look at what you can expect throughout the rest of our work week and into our weekend coming up.
Did you know? Savers.com.
I would absolutely recommend Roof Savers.
Well, a small chance of showers will continue throughout our work week, but again, really not expecting that widespread rainfall. Just a hit or miss shower here or there. We'll warm up into those 70s by Friday. Saturday looking beautiful, sunny, mostly sunny and 75. Sunday will cool off just a little bit and seeing highs in those 60s there. But hey, let's check out if you want to maybe do some yard work over the next couple of days, maybe rake the leaves, they're starting to fall. Definitely seeing those change in colors out there for those leaves. So later on this evening, we'll start to drop off into those 50s, and the ground's still going to be pretty damp from the past couple of days that we've just seen that light rainfall, especially for our southern counties, and the same can be said for our Thursday and Friday. Maybe temperatures a little bit better. We'll be in those upper 60s tomorrow afternoon, Friday afternoon. Going to see those lower 70s for us, to middle 70s in some spots there, but weekend's looking great. I'm holding on to that because we're going to see some rain by the beginning of next week. Again, Richard, we're in the roller coaster.
Yeah, we are, but the sunny weekend looks good to us. Emily, thank you. An Amazon delivery van stolen at gunpoint. That crime led police on a chase all across Washington, D.C. yesterday. It ended with a crash in Maryland. One person arrested there, and yeah, police did recover that stolen van, although it was banged up. A warning about drop bank accounts. These accounts are used by scam artists to move money from one place to another undetected, and it's easy to fall victim. Carice Jackman shows us how to protect your money and your identity.
Hard-earned money you've worked for being used for criminal activity. What's going on with the use of drop bank accounts?
The drop bank accounts are essentially mule accounts criminals open in order to use in the context of their criminal operation.
David Myman, director of the evidence-based cybersecurity group at Georgia State University, says scammers use fake or stolen personal information to create what appears to be a legitimate account. They then use the account to either transmit stolen money or to receive funds that have been laundered.
The drop account is not new. They have been around for quite a while, but what happened during the last 6 months or so is that we are seeing an increase in volume of people who are willing to open those drop or mule accounts on your behalf, sell access to those accounts, sell the plastic cards, debit cards that come with those accounts in order for you to start using them.
Myman says criminals love creating these accounts because they're hard to track.
We see that all over the country. We see identities, our citizens' identities being used to open and establish those bank accounts. Those criminals take advantage of the fact that at the end of the day, it's very difficult to track bank account that was opened under your identity. In the context of credit line, it's easier to detect that. These guys know how to fly under the radar very good. That's why they open the bank accounts, right? Because they know that there's really no monitoring on that.
Kevin Donovan, vice president of new products with BioCatch, a fraud detection company, says consumers and organizations need to be aware that money mules and drop bank accounts exist.
There's different personas going all the way down to somebody who's completely unaware that their account has been compromised. So their account has become a drop account, but that's through identity theft.
Donovan says with the rise of technology, scammers are becoming savvy with how they created these accounts and how they steal your money. It's why it's so important you look for red flags like phishing attacks or ransomware and account takeovers.
Is there anything that a consumer can do to protect themselves or their information on the front end?
The first thing is to I think awareness is extremely important. Just really don't trust anything, any phone call, any email. If you have any sense of this could be risky, put down the phone, put down the email, call the bank yourself, through their number or so forth. Go to a branch.
So if you receive a suspicious call, link, or message from someone, be on your guard so you can slow down the money laundering schemes. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Carice Jackman.
I think you just said don't trust anything. How about that for advice? Okay, most people want to keep roaches out of their homes, but what if someone paid you to bring them into your home? It's an offer putting pest control to the test. The Pest Informer is a pest control company based in North Carolina. It's offering $2,500 to homeowners who let them intentionally infest their home with roaches. There they are. It's part of a study to evaluate the effectiveness of specific pest control techniques. Whoever selected has to live in this roach-infested home for 30 days, and they're not allowed to use other pest control control methods. No thanks. One of Georgia's most magical cities is featured now in a new version of Monopoly. Hasbro representatives in Savannah yesterday for the official unveiling of Savannah Monopoly. It took months to pull this thing together. The company took detailed notes on some favorite spots all over the city. It even pays homage to Savannah's haunted history. Just a fun way to localize this popular game.
It's way more fun playing Monopoly with your family when it's your local shops around the city or your favorite restaurant bankrupting your dad or your mom at places that you went to dinner last night. So I think it's going to be really fun for the Savannah community.
Sounds like fun. Savannah Monopoly available in toy shops and other stores right there around the city of Savannah. So when you're on the coast, keep an eye out for that. Great Christmas idea there.
A little bit of a dreary evening in store for us, but hey, good reading weather. I'll have a look at your 7-day, and I think you might like it coming up.
And you want to be the most popular guest at that Thanksgiving dinner? We have a look at the holiday's most popular pies.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group.
Don't run away from your dad.
We saw high temperatures today reach those lower 60s, and it's going to be one of the cooler days that we'll see over the course of really the next 5 or so days. But let's see what we can expect overnight tonight, partly to mostly cloudy sky conditions. Again, that's going to continue on from this afternoon. We'll drop off into those lower 50s for the overnight lows. And I don't know if you're looking forward to the weekend. I'm already looking forward to our Thursday and Friday there, but Thursday, going to see a few isolated showers here and there, but overall, I think most of us are going to be mostly dry throughout the day. Again, that's for our Thursday, and I was saying, I was ready. Hello. I was ready for this weekend. I'm thinking football. Here is a quick look at what you can expect. Maybe if you are heading to Knoxville this weekend, just know we're going to see temperatures only reach the 60s by kickoff, but here in the CSRA, we'll be in those middle 70s. So kind of just wanted to give you a big heads up there that, hey, things are going to be a little bit different over in Knoxville than what we will expect here. Because again, Saturday going to be 75, sunny, 15-degree difference here and there. But then once we get into the beginning of next week, we'll drop off into those 60s again. Going to see some light rainfall possible Monday and Tuesday, or a little bit heavier, light rainfall Thursday, Friday, moderate rain come Monday, Tuesday, Richard.
And you know, tomorrow we're just 1 week away from Thanksgiving Day, and there's more than just the food to look forward to. New York City getting set for the 97th annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Several floats making a debut this year. That includes the Mutant Mayhem, the Palace of Sweets, and the deliciously delectable world of Wonka. Delectable, I should say. This year's parade has 26 floats, 16 giant character balloons, lots of marching bands, and you can watch it live. Time to talk pie. Google is out with a list of most searched pies ahead of Thanksgiving, and here are the top 5. We've got apple, pumpkin, key lime, sweet potato, and pecan. The top pie for South Carolina and Georgia, according to Google, is sweet potato pie. How about that? 2023 will be gone before you know it. Time to start those end-of-the-year lists that are fun to look over. Rover.com out with this list of most popular dog names. For male dogs, number 1, Charlie. Max is second. Cooper rounds out the top 3. Girl dogs, Luna topping the list, followed by Bella and Daisy. A lot of dogs just heard their names on TV. Coming up next half hour, how a public school in South Carolina is offering a Bible class.
Hurt in an accident. First at 4 continues.
Again, Thanksgiving just a week away tomorrow, and we're getting that typical mix of fall and springtime just ahead of the holiday. First Alert meteorologist Emily Acton is here with our forecast. Emily.
Well, we've seen some showers, especially south of Interstate 20 throughout our day today. That's kind of carrying on into our evening, but it's starting to lighten up even more than what we've seen, and I'm expecting that to start to dissipate and move out of our area for the overnight hours. But again, just some light rainfall that's just been steady all day long. Now, north of Interstate 20, you're probably thinking, I haven't seen any rain all day today. What are you talking about? It's really just been localized. Again, for our southern counties right now, sitting right around 60 as we head into closer to our evening hours for us. We'll cool off into those 50s later on tonight, Richard, for those overnight lows, but we're going to see those 70s again. I'll let you know when coming up.
To the Middle East now in Israel. Meanwhile, a federal judge denying a motion by tech companies to throw out a major lawsuit. It alleges Google, Meta, Snapchat, and TikTok addicted teenage users and may be associated with other mental health issues. That suit was filed by hundreds of consumer plaintiffs. Yesterday, a judge ruled the tech companies will have to face at least some of those allegations. The future of artificial intelligence at the center of a hearing on Capitol Hill today. The Senate Foreign Relations Committee wants to craft regulations to ensure the U.S. can be a leader in that technology.
Emergency alert system.
Jury finds a woman guilty of poisoning another woman with eye drops. Jesse Kershevsky cried in the courtroom today after she was found guilty of first-degree intentional homicide. 61-year-old Lynn Hernan died 5 years ago from a fatal dose of a main ingredient in eye drops. Kershevsky was a beneficiary in Hernan's will. The defense says she was like a daughter to Hernan.
It was a roller coaster of emotions. I just know that I needed to be there for Lenny, and it was just in one ear and out the other. So, handled it well. Justice has been served. Rest in peace, my lovely Aunt Lenny.
Kershevsky will be sentenced next month. An emotional night for a tight-knit community in Ohio. 6 lives lost in that charter bus crash on a school trip. Those students were on their way to a state conference in Columbus, Ohio, when their bus was rear-ended by an 18-wheeler. 57 people were on board. 3 teenagers on the bus died in the crash. 2 chaperones and a faculty member in another vehicle also lost their lives. The cause of that crash is still under investigation. Students at Georgetown High School, a public school along the coast of South Carolina, can enroll in a Bible class starting next school year. A local Christian organization will be offering those courses. Students involved will be bused off campus during the school day and then taken to one of the churches partnering with the program. A separation of church and state is a clause established in our First Amendment and backed in a 1962 Supreme Court ruling that banned school-sponsored prayer in public school. But this program director explains how the school is able to offer the elective.
Some of the main objections that we get to the program is they think that students are forced to take the class, and that's simply not the case. A student can only take the class with parent or guardian permission, so the students are choosing to take the class as an elective class during their school day, much like they would take band or PE or art.
Again, organizers say it is strictly voluntary. They say a common misconception is the program violates the idea of a separation of church and state, and the kids are forced to take the classes. But once again, their parents do have to sign off for students to take the Bible course. Still ahead, first at 4, the toll cardiac arrest can take on the loved ones of survivors. We're going to hear one family story. Emily?
Well, still tracking some light rainfall over the next couple of days, but the weekend's looking great. I'll let you know about that coming up.
In the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app. This November is shaping up to be one for the books in Anchorage, Alaska. The city just an inch away from its snowiest November on record. The National Weather Service says Anchorage has seen 37.9 inches of snow this month. That is 1 inch above the all-time November snow record. Nearly half of that came last week when a storm dumped about 18 inches of snow on the city. Then on Monday, they got almost 9 more inches of snow. Again, this is Anchorage, Alaska. Emily, I hope if we get some snow, it's not nearly that much, all at once especially. We are not ready for that.
You know, I will put my life savings on us not getting that at one time, at least. So I feel pretty confident. Here in Augusta, you heard it here first. Anyways, not going to see that. That's why I'm in the South.
They got tractors moving it off the roads.
Not for me, not having a good time in that weather. Honestly, this weather, even though it's a little gloomy out there, it's been kind of cloudy throughout the day, light rain. I'm taking it. Not mad about it. Not trying to do the snow there. But again, seeing overcast skies for our evening, or as we head into our evening. Temperatures this afternoon topped off in the lower 60s, and we're slowly starting to cool off for us. You can see our southern counties in those 50s, and they're seeing some steady rainfall that's been pretty persistent throughout the day today, south of Interstate 20. So if you're in those counties north of that, you're probably thinking, Emily, I haven't seen any rain all day today. But it's been down to our south. We're going to be clearing out for the overnight hours and into the morning tomorrow, starting off in those 50s, middle 50s in some spots. So relatively warmer start to the day. I'm thinking we're going to be mostly dry throughout the day. Can't rule out an isolated shower or two later on in the afternoon, maybe into the evening, but again, low confidence there to see that rainfall stick around. Same's going to be said for our Friday. We'll actually warm up Friday into those 70s. So the 70s are coming back again, slowly but surely. Tomorrow, still going to see the 60s, but Friday, Saturday, middle 70s. Thankfully, though, Saturday is looking great. Mostly sunny sky conditions. Same can be said for our Sunday. A little bit cooler, though, in those upper 60s. And then once we get to the beginning of next week, Richard, we've got some rain. So it's just, we got rain, sun, but hey, the weekend's going to be sunny and pretty good temperature-wise. So I think we can deal with it.
Yeah, no complaints, and not a bad afternoon out there right now either. Tens of thousands of people suffer cardiac arrest every year, and new research highlights the loved ones of those patients. They can struggle too after the event. They are co-survivors. Michael George has one family story.
It's been 11 years since Jennifer Chapp saved her husband's life. Rick was 56 when he went into cardiac arrest in their home, and she did CPR until help arrived.
I still think about it almost every day. I mean, how can you not?
Rick spent 11 days in the hospital.
He was recovering and doing, all the things he should be doing. But I was so stressed. I wasn't sleeping. This happened to both of us.
We call them co-survivors because they are surviving this event, this traumatic event at the same time.
Dr. Sachin Agarwal with Columbia University Irving Medical Center authored new research that shows most caregivers of people who survive cardiac arrest report some psychological distress, such as anxiety, signs of moderate depression, and PTSD.
They need to take care of their loved ones' physical, cognitive, psychological, medical needs, their appointments, their medications. So combining all of those with their own sort of psychological distress and the uncertainty that lingers.
The study finds access to resources and information can make a difference. The Chapps are part of HeartSight, a website to help families impacted by cardiac arrest. The couple became basic life support instructors after their experience.
I was suffering from, trauma. I should have done it sooner, but I did see counseling. The counselor helped me understand it from the science standpoint of what happened to me.
Jennifer has also taken part in research on co-survivors like herself so more people can also find support. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Also today, a wheelchair controlled by your thoughts. Think about that. That's what a Japanese telecommunication company has just developed. People using the chair don't have to move their body to activate this vehicle. The device is attached to their head, detecting brain waves. Then the users imagine their mind. In their mind, they're moving their left hand, and the wheelchair moves forward. Also today, a wheelchair controlled by your thoughts. Think about that. That's what a Japanese telecommunication company has just developed. People using the chair don't have to move their body to activate this vehicle. The device is attached to their head, detecting brain waves. Then the users imagine their mind. In their mind, they're moving their left hand, and the wheelchair moves forward. When they imagine moving their right hand, it turns. The Japanese company hopes this technology will help people with severe disabilities. Just amazing technology there. A high schooler is helping catch cancer all through an app. 14-year-old Keshvi is a 9th grader living in the Atlanta area. She and her good friend built this app called Identicam to catch warning signs of cancer. It works by using several algorithms, including artificial intelligence, to help in the early diagnosis of breast cancer, lung cancer, and skin cancer.
It was a lot of trial and error. Oh, this doesn't work. This part of that app doesn't work. But when we put it all together and we actually ran a simulation of someone who might have cancer and they're screening themselves, I was like, wow, it actually works. This can be used in real life.
It absolutely can. The app also helps people connect with a doctor and then learn more about possible treatments. Just amazing breakthrough for those students. So how much will your Thanksgiving dinner cost you this year? We're going to look at the results of a new report. Emily?
Well, this evening might be a little gloomy out there, but hey, conditions are mostly calm, and that's going to stay true for the rest of our week. But I'll have a look at your weekend coming up.
I'm Samantha.
And I'm Savannah.
And we're actual clients of Austin Jackson. A girl ran a red light. The tractor trailer was right beside us, so they hit her, causing her to hit us. We rolled 4 times down Washington Road. Our injuries were extensive, and we really needed not just prompt care, but a continued care plan. Once we met with Austin, I felt really sure that we were going to get taken care of. It was definitely nice knowing that we had someone we could trust, working on our case, taking care of things, and explaining every step of the way.
Get Austin Jackson.
The Augusta guy.
When danger is
Riverside Antiques and Treasures. Open Wednesday through Sunday and located at 646 East Buena Vista Avenue in North Augusta.
Isolated showers possible Thursday and Friday. There'll be those light mist type showers for us where they do pop up, kind of like what we're seeing right now south of Interstate 20, the just light rainfall for us. But check out Saturday, Sunday. We're going to see temperatures warm up into those 70s, mostly sunny sky conditions. And I know a lot of us are looking forward to the weekend. So I'm glad that we have some great weather for that. But if you're still stuck in the work week mindset, at least, maybe you want to get outside, do some yard work, might be okay conditions to rake some leaves there, but still going to be a little bit damp on the ground. And I know that's not optimal conditions. Saturday, though, and Sunday looking great to get out there and do some maintenance there because the leaves are starting to fall. It's really getting well into November now, so the leaves have changed, started to fall off. So there's your little raking forecast for you. Rain's going to return by the beginning of next week. Cooler high temperatures for us. We'll see right around 60 next Wednesday, Richard.
That's pretty comfortable. Thanks, Emily. The world's busiest airport getting set for one of its busiest times of the year. If you want to avoid delays at the airport, security says pack smart. The TSA says it's actually okay to bring most holiday food on board, but certain foods do have to be checked in checked luggage. Gravy, cranberry sauce, anything that's not a solid food cannot come in your carry-on. The TSA has a list of its foods, My TSA app with its guidelines on how to travel with food. And remember, food can require additional screening at that airport checkpoint, so schedule that in mind as well. Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport expecting more than 3.6 million passengers starting this Friday through the 28th of November. Nationwide, the TSA predicts this year's holiday travel season will be the busiest ever. If you're heading to the Atlanta airport, be ready for some potential parking headaches with several construction projects underway over there right now. Food prices continue rising, and that's making for an expensive Thanksgiving feast. Danya Backus has the results of a new report and some ideas on how to save money.
Forklifts full of turkeys are showing up at grocery stores, including Handy's Market in Burbank. Christine Tota is buying turkey for her family and also plans to donate.
I try to get a couple extra for the food banks. So, whatever I make, I try to make another one for, somebody else.
And there is good news. Prices are cheaper this year. The American Farm Bureau Federation says a classic Thanksgiving dinner for 10, including a 16-pound turkey, sides, and dessert, costs just over $61. That's actually down 4.5% from 2022. The biggest reason why is an improved turkey supply. But even with the relief, this year's prices are still way above pre-pandemic levels.
We're still up 25% compared to the same meal in 2019.
With many Americans looking to cut costs, several retailers are offering discounts on a variety of foods this holiday. Walmart is offering a meal with the basics for under $30, and Target is selling a similar feast for as little as $25. Many canned items, including pumpkin filling and cranberry sauce, have gone up in price, but according to a Wells Fargo report, there are deals in the produce aisle, including fresh cranberries.
Fresh fruits and vegetables are actually at or below last year's prices right now in general.
And good news for dessert lovers. The cream used to make whipped cream is down about 23% from last year, a sweet way to top off the holiday. Danya Backus, CBS News, Burbank, California.
Looks pretty delicious right there. So if you're watching your spending, it might be time to skip the drive-thru and head to the grocery store instead. In the 12 months through October, higher restaurant prices drove food prices above overall inflation, but grocery prices were relatively low. For the year, grocery prices went up 2.1%, but menu prices jumped nearly 5.5%. A special treat for Dolly Parton fans hitting theaters today, and a moving film about the bond between a brother and sister. David Daniel has your Hollywood Minute.
Dolly Parton is taking her new album Rockstar to theaters. A global first listen fan event will feature tracks and music videos from the album, an interview with Dolly, and a performance of her classic song 9 to 5. Showings are tonight, plus select encores tomorrow night, with part of the proceeds from ticket sales going to the nonprofit music education program Music Will. More info at dollyrockstarevent.com.
They always had a special bond over art.
Your drawings are the best, Kay, seriously. But I have to go away for a bit.
This is what we wanted, right? For Abby to have her own life.
I'm just worried. I mean, Abby is the only friend he's ever had.
The bond between siblings is at the center of When Time Got Louder. Willow Shields plays Abby, torn between loving her new life in college and guilt over leaving her brother, who has autism and is nonverbal. When Time Got Louder is in select theaters and on VOD Friday. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, still tracking some moisture south of Interstate 20. Could see some off and on showers for our Thursday and Friday, but I'll have a look at your 7-day coming up.
Your safety cover.
Well, he says it all started with just one pencil, and it's grown to a collection numbering in the tens of thousands. A man in Iowa holding the Guinness World Record for largest pencil collection. Aaron Bartholomew invited his community to come in and watch the count, each and every pencil, back in July. His collection includes just about every kind you can think of, from ads to local businesses. There's even a 100-year-old pencil in there.
Guinness has pretty strict rules. And so it was really exciting when I found out that everything went through and that it had been made official. That was awesome.
The record-setting final count for this pencil collection, 69,255 pencils. The previous collection, previous record, I should say, only 24,000 pencils. So he went way beyond that to set the record, Emily.
Honestly, if you're collecting something, I think pencils is really not a bad idea. Now, granted, would I ever get anywhere near that? No, but I feel like pencils is kind of a cool thing to collect.
Handy. They do.
Yeah.
You're going to need one eventually.
Yeah,
What if he has a pencil sharpener in the house anywhere?
Oh, true. You probably can't because you got to preserve them. You know, you can't sharpen them there. But anyway, switching over to weather. This afternoon, we saw temperatures top off in those lower 60s, but as we inch closer to sunset, or it's really coming up close now, we'll start to cool off. We'll see temperatures in those lower 50s for the overnight lows, but don't worry, we'll warm back up tomorrow. We can expect to see those upper 60s for our Thursday, and things are looking partly cloudy. Isolated shower or two, but once we get into Friday, it's really going to be the same story this weekend, though. Looking beautiful for us. We can expect to see temperatures in those 70s for the highs, mostly sunny sky conditions as well. But unfortunately, rain's going to return come early next week, Monday, Tuesday. Chance of those showers there. Good to see couple of isolated showers again for our Thursday, Friday, but I'm holding on to the weekend, Richard. The weekend's looking great. Temperatures, not mad about it, and we're going to see mostly sunny sky conditions.
Looks pretty good for the weekend, and a lot of people today, Emily, are not seeing rain at all. That 20% is mostly just cloud cover as we take a live look outside at Riverwatch and I-20. That's not a bad afternoon.
Not bad.
All right, that's going to wrap us up for News 12 First to 4. Always good to have you with us. Live at 5 starts right after the break with Will and Meredith. Stay with us.
This is not you.
It's not me.